Hey, J-Bro's popping in here. Yeah, we're out to my mom and my brother's park model, and we're putting on this 12-foot by 35-foot this way addition with a roof. Right now we got the two posts right here. These are 14-footers, so that goes to show you how tall this is. Those two are set, ready to go. We'll get these two end ones set, ready to go. And we're able to fortunately sneak this post in right here and the one right here. So we'll build this section here, and then because it's a little muddy around here, then once this is built, we'll move these steps forward out of our way, and then we'll build this section right in here. But so far it's going pretty good. Everything's mapping out. We're just trying to avoid some spots on the park model so we're not in windows or outlets or lights. So posts there, post just to the left of the outlet and there. Then we're gonna have a post splitting the patio door and window there, and then the other post would be right here on this end. But yeah, we'll just pop back in here after we have something better to show you. But like I said, it's going pretty good. All right, we got however many more in here, so we got 6 posts up. On the far side, what we're going to start doing is it'll be 12-footers attached from there to there, and then we'll be plating on the outside of the post there. So all these inside ones will be cut at 12 feet coming this way. So we'll start over there, and we'll be obviously attaching the outside plate or outside joist to there and running it over to here. So once those 2 outside joists are in, then it's just a matter of stacking them in here. And once that happens, we will still leave some bracing up, but we'll be able to remove a fair amount of these. But yeah, if you really have any questions on how to do it or what to do it, it's kind of pretty straightforward. You know, you just go your typical squaring up off the building and, you know, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, and I did notice one crazy thing here when we were standing. Look at that post there. I had noticed it from afar. That one was in there so darn tight it didn't go down, so we got to make sure we take and get that board pulled down. But we're still a little ways from that. But our main objective is we want to get these joists in here super quick so we can get these deck boards on here, because what we're doing is 12 foot in, and then there will be a board down the middle, so it's kind of a picture frame, so we're not dealing with, you know, the deck's 35 feet long. So it'd be 12-foot section, let's say 12-foot section again, and then another 12-foot section. So that whole section can get built over there, and then once that's built, we can move these steps, and then we'll build so on and so forth these last posts. But it's probably a little bit awkward how I'm explaining it, but I'm definitely cracking the whip on my brother, that's for sure. He's kind of dragging it. But yeah, actually it's going really, really well. I told these guys that we're gonna go with full junk like this, and we're gonna have all deck boards at least laid into place. They won't be screwed down because that takes entirely too long, and I'm gonna supervise during that process. But yeah, we'll holler back to you once we get those joists up. Boy, did I crack the whip on my brother. Worked my mom to death. She's inside, kind of passed out sleeping. We got pretty much right to here. I think that's pretty dang good. Everything's for the most part squared up, straightened up, kind of looking beautiful. Right here's the spot where I'm gonna do the steps like an inlay, so it'll be 2 steps in, so only 2 steps will be out onto the patio, so you'll get a better view of what that looks like tomorrow. And really it's all pretty straightforward, as you know, get your posts squared up. I'm doing these 16 on center, the joists. Sometimes people do 2 foot on center, but given this span, I'm a 16-foot guy. And this is all prepped up, ready to go. We sandwiched the board on the inside, so that's double up on the seam. So we'll need to cut those. And then once we do that, we'll be ready to do decking over here tomorrow. But so far, I'm liking what I'm seeing, and there's no reason at all tomorrow, you know, let's say by 1, 2 o'clock, we shouldn't have these 4 extra posts set and that stuff filled in over there. But yeah, pretty much it's all just repetition. It's just putting in the joists, and it's going to take us some time to move these steps, but given the fact we're pulling the plug for tonight, we'll just do that tomorrow. We'll pop back in here and see how we can go. Yeah, we got a little bit of rain last night. I was going to show how I was doing these, and I kind of forgot to show what I was doing. So what I'm doing is putting the steps inlaid, and right now I'm reverse building them because this ground thing here isn't level. So basically what I'm going to do, this is all level with the world here. On the sides, I'm going to run some boards like here that go down to the ground. So these are just basically box frame steps, if you can see that. So I'm just making little boxes and attaching them to one another and going down, and obviously once this goes down here, it'll be to the ground. And then I'm gonna add an extra support in this corner that goes to the ground just for extra stuff. And then, like I said, I'll run some boards along this side that go down. So these steps will be insanely strong. But I kind of wanted to pop in here because I forgot to kind of show you what I was doing. So right now all these are just little boxes, and I did a 6 5/8 step tread on this, so that's going to turn out really nice. And yeah, I think it's just coming along. But right now, once I get these done, then I'll drop these joists in here, and hopefully we'll keep rolling here. But I'll show this here once I get the other ones up and how I'm bracing them up. All right, so basically we decided that we're going to do 6-foot wide steps here, and obviously this is how far we are on day 2 of this excursion. You can see we're turning this tiny house park model into a monster. So this is how those steps turned out. There's still some details that I need to work out, far as trimming up the sides here like I had mentioned before. But you can just imagine these steps here, this is 4 high. The steps up front, they'll be the same except shorter by 1 step, and how those are sticking out kind of a 1.5 steps there, these should only be sticking out maybe a partial step. So like I said, these will be inset as well. But I'm just kind of running out of steam. I think I've barked enough orders at my mom and brother. But yeah, all these posts are set. I think they should be all relatively square. You can see the run down the park model there, how straight those are the whole way there. And then I think this one bowed out a little bit because I had to do some stuff up front here. Oh, that's actually super straight there. You can see the whole way down there. But yeah, so really the next process is butyl tape every joist, and then this half of the deck for joist hangers, that half is done, and then it's just all deck boards, and I should be able to finish up these steps here right away tomorrow, and then it's onto the roof. But yeah, this thing is just monstrous. This is a 12 by 35, well, excuse me, 12 by 33 feet 10-inch deck. But anyway, yeah, I'll pop back in tomorrow and see where we get to. I was able to get a little bit more work out of those guys, and we carried some deck boards up here, so it's halfway functional. But the rain is starting to move in. But I kind of wanted to give you a little view of up top. So that's where the steps will go, down 6 foot wide, so that'll be nice. And then, like I said, you come walk around this area here, and then here's the steps as you go down here, and then this would take you to the fireplace and pit, and then they got a little shed for storage, and then it goes down here, and I'll show you this in the daylight too. And this is a big kind of patio retaining wall, and this is where they're building the shed as well. But yeah, I'll probably do a walk around tomorrow morning, but I was kind of impressed that those guys had the ambition to throw up some deck boards so we can actually walk around a little bit. All right, this is where closing out for the day. It's all in my brother's hands to screw all the deck boards down and put all the tape on the joists, but we did pretty good, all cleaned up, and hauling all their demo back and out of here. But please like, subscribe, comment down below. J Bros out. There's the boss.